What if everything you were taught about success was wrong? What if money, fame, and achievements are not enough? What if the most important thing in life is not what you achieve, but who you become? Today we are talking about a book that asks exactly these questions. Stay with us. Part 1, what is this book about?
Angelina, what is today's book?
It's called The Road to Character. It was written by David Brooks.
What kind of book is it?
It's a serious book, but we are going to make it slow, simple, and easy. You don't need advanced English to understand it. You only need to listen and think a little.
So, what is the book about?
It's not about money. It's not about success or fame. It's about character.
What does character mean?
Character means who you are inside, not what people see on the outside, not your job title, not your followers, who you really are when no one is watching.
That's a powerful idea.
It is. And the book says that most people today forget about this. They focus on the outside. They forget to build a good soul. Now, let's practice some key words from this part. Listen and repeat with Stewie. Character means who you are inside.
Character means who you are inside, not what people see on the outside. Who you really are when no one is watching. Who you really are when no one is watching. They forgot to build a good soul. They forgot to build a good soul.
Part 2, 2 kinds of lives.
Angelina, you said people focus on the outside. Can you explain more?
Yes. The book talks about 2 kinds of lives. The first one is the resume life.
What is the resume life?
It's the life most people chase. Success, speed, money, fame. It asks one question: what can I achieve?
And the second life?
The character life. This life is about values, patience, and meaning. It asks a different question: what should I become?
Which one does the book say is more important?
The second one. The book says, many people become very successful but feel empty inside. They reach all their goals, but something still feels wrong.
Why does that happen?
Because they never worked on their inner life. They never learned humility. They never learned how to face failure. Let's practice. Listen and repeat. The resume life is about success and achievement.
The resume life is about success and achievement. The character life is about values and meaning. The character life is about values and meaning. What can I achieve? What can I achieve? What should I become? What should I become? They felt empty inside. They felt empty inside.
Part 3, what is humility?
You mention humility. That word comes up a lot. What does it really mean?
Great question. Many people think humility means thinking you are small or weak, but that's not true.
So what does it really mean?
Humility means knowing your limits. It means understanding that you are not perfect. It means being open to learning and change.
So a humble person can still be strong?
Absolutely. The book says real strength comes from knowing your weakness. People with strong character don't say, I am great. They say, I still have work to do.
That's very different from what social media teaches us.
Exactly. Social media says always look confident, always show success. But the book says something deeper. It says true character is quiet and steady. It grows slowly over time. Repeat these important sentences. Humility means knowing your limits.
Humility means knowing your limits. You are not perfect. You are not perfect. Real strength comes from knowing your weakness. Real strength comes from knowing your weakness. I still have work to do. I still have work to do. True character is quiet and steady. True character is quiet and steady.
Part 4, ego versus character.
Angelina, the book also talks about ego, right?
Yes, ego and character are very different things.
What is ego exactly?
Ego is when we think too much about ourselves. It's when we want attention and praise all the time. Ego says, look at me.
And character?
Character says, let me do what is right. Ego grows fast. Character grows slowly. Ego wants quick success. Character wants deep meaning.
That's an important difference.
And the book says, modern life feeds ego. Social media shows success. Work rewards speed and results. But inner life needs something different.
What does it need?
Silence, reflection, time. The book says character grows in quiet moments. It grows when we ask hard questions. Questions like, why did I act this way? Why did I hurt someone? Why did I fail?
Those are uncomfortable questions.
They are, but they are important. Most people run away from these questions. People with character face them honestly.
Ego says, look at me. Character says, let me do what is right. Character says, let me do what is right. Ego grows fast. Character grows slowly. Ego grows fast. Character grows slowly. Character grows in quiet moments. Character grows in quiet moments. Why did I act this way? Why did I act this way?
Part 5, What Failure Teaches Us.
Angelina, the book talks about failure too. Most people see failure as something bad.
Yes, and the book challenges that idea completely.
How?
The book says failure is not the end, failure is often the beginning. Many people in this book failed early in life. Some failed many times.
But they became better people?
Yes, because failure taught them discipline, it taught them patience, it taught them empathy, the ability to understand other people's pain.
So suffering can actually help us grow?
The book says yes, not that suffering is good, but we can learn from it. It can make us more human. It can help us understand others better.
That's a very different way to think about difficult times.
It really is. The people in this book didn't blame the world when things went wrong. They looked at themselves honestly, and that's where character begins. Repeat these sentences. Failure is not the end.
Failure is not the end. Failure is often the beginning. Failure is often the beginning. Failure taught them patience and discipline. Failure taught them patience and discipline. We can learn from difficult times. We can learn from difficult times. That is where character begins. That is where character begins.
Part 6, Small Daily Choices.
Angelina, I want to ask something practical. How do we actually build character in daily life?
The book has a beautiful answer for this. It says, character is not built in big dramatic moments.
Really? Where is it built then?
In small daily choices. How do you speak to others? How do you act when no one sees you? How do you treat people who cannot help you?
So every small choice matters?
Every single one. Character is built slowly through repetition, not through one big decision, through thousands of small, honest choices every day.
What about discipline? The book talks about that too.
Yes. Discipline means choosing long-term good over short-term pleasure. It means doing what is right even when it is not fun. People with character learn to control their impulses. They pause, they think, and they choose carefully.
That sounds difficult.
It is. But the book says it brings a deep kind of peace. Not the excitement of winning, not the noise of praise, just quiet peace inside. Let's practice these ideas. Character is built in small, daily choices.
Character is built in small daily choices. How do you act when no one sees you? How do you act when no one sees you? Choose long-term good over short-term pleasure. Choose long-term good over short-term pleasure. Pause, think, and choose carefully. Pause, think, and choose carefully. It brings quiet peace inside. It brings quiet peace inside.
Part 7, the most important question.
Angelina, we're getting close to the end. What is the final message of this book?
The book ends with one powerful question. Not what did I achieve, but what kind of person did I become?
That really changes everything.
It does. A good life is not only about achievements, it's about character development, learning humility, learning responsibility, learning how to love and care for others.
And the road to character, is it easy?
No, it's not straight. There are mistakes, there are failures, but every step teaches something. And the book says this road leads to a deeper kind of happiness.
Not the happiness of winning.
Exactly. The happiness of becoming whole, of knowing who you are, of living with purpose and meaning.
I think everyone should read this book.
Or at least listen to this episode and think about it. Because this is not just English practice, this is also life practice. Final sentences. Repeat with Stewie. What kind of person did I become?
What kind of person did I become? A good life is about character development. A good life is about character development. Every step teaches something. Every step teaches something. This is the happiness of becoming whole. This is the happiness of becoming whole. Live with purpose and meaning. Live with purpose and meaning.
Part 8, closing.
Here is your homework for today. Think about one small choice you made this week. Was it the easy choice or the right choice? Write one sentence about it in the comments. We read every single one.
And if this episode helped you, subscribe to Listen and Speak. We have more episodes just like this one coming very soon. Take your time with this episode. Listen again if you need to. Let the ideas stay with you. Keep learning, keep growing, and see you in the next one.